the most terrifying viruses that almost wiped out humanity. Throughout history, invisible enemies have emerged from the shadows, wreaking havoc on civilizations and nearly bringing humanity to the brink of extinction. Deadly viruses, unseen, unstoppable, and terrifying, have shaped our world in ways we could never have imagined. From pandemics that decimated populations to mysterious outbreaks that baffled scientists, these are the most terrifying viruses that almost wiped out humanity. Stay with us as we dive into the chilling history of nature's deadliest killers. 1. The Black Death, the plague that changed the world. The Black Death wasn't just a virus, it was a biological nightmare. In the 14th century, this terrifying pandemic caused by the Yersinia pestis bacterium wiped out nearly 50 million people in Europe, claiming a staggering 60% of the population in just a few years. Victims suffered agonizing fevers, black boils, and uncontrollable bleeding. The streets were filled with carts collecting the dead, and entire villages were left abandoned. The sheer scale of death led many to believe the world was ending. Even worse, plague never truly disappeared. Outbreaks continued for centuries, and even today, isolated cases still appear. Could a modern mutation bring it back with a vengeance? 2. The 1918 Spanish flu, the forgotten killer. Unlike the Black Death, the 1918 Spanish flu was caused by a virus, H1N1, a strain of influenza that was shockingly aggressive. What made this pandemic so terrifying? Didn't just kill the elderly or weak, it targeted the young and healthy with a vengeance. In just 2 years, it infected a third of the world's population, killing over 50 million people. More than World War I, entire families perished, doctors were powerless, and mass graves became the norm. What's even more alarming? Scientists warn that similar deadly flu strains could return at any moment. Could history repeat itself? 3. Smallpox, the virus that terrorized humanity for centuries. For over 3,000 years, smallpox was one of the deadliest diseases known to mankind. With a 30% fatality rate, this virus left survivors disfigured and entire populations destroyed. One of the most chilling aspects of smallpox was how it spread. Easily transmitted through the air, it could devastate entire communities before anyone realized what was happening. Native American civilizations were nearly wiped out after exposure to the virus through European colonization. Thankfully, smallpox became the first virus eradicated through global vaccination. But the nightmare isn't over. Samples of the virus still exist in laboratories. Could it ever escape? 4. Ebola, the flesh-melting virus. Ebola is a virus straight out of a horror movie. First identified in 1976, this virus causes hemorrhagic fever, leading to severe internal bleeding, organ failure, and an agonizing death. Victims often bleed from their eyes, nose, and ears before succumbing to the disease. With a 50 to 90% fatality rate, Ebola outbreaks send shockwaves of fear across the world. Entire villages have been wiped out in days, and healthcare workers risk their lives to contain it. While modern medicine has helped control its spread, there's always a looming fear. What if Ebola mutates and becomes airborne? 5. COVID-19, the virus that changed the world. We lived through it. COVID-19 turned our world upside down, shutting down countries, overwhelming hospitals, and leaving millions dead. While it wasn't the deadliest virus in history, its ability to spread rapidly and mutate made it a global nightmare. For the first time in modern history, entire populations were locked inside their homes. Ports closed, businesses collapsed, and social norms changed forever. The real horror? Scientists warn that this is just the beginning. New pandemics are not a question of if, but when. 6. The mystery viruses. Are we ready for the next one? Throughout history, new and terrifying viruses have emerged without warning. SARS, MERS, hantavirus, Nipah. Every year, scientists identify new threats lurking in nature. Some are contained, while others slip through our defenses. As deforestation, climate change, and human expansion increase, the risk of unknown viruses spilling over into humans grows greater every day. Could the next pandemic already be out there, waiting to strike? History has proven that viruses are some of the deadliest threats to humanity. question isn't whether another pandemic will come, but when. Will we be ready? Or will the next invisible enemy catch us off guard? Tell us your thoughts in the comments below. Stop sign if you found this video eye-opening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We bring you the dark truths of history, science, and the unknown every day.